one of these floor tiles is out of place.
I think you're going to have to get down on it, Horatio. Thank you very much, Cool and your respective gang. Here we are with the new and improved. We're now the Gould Kirwan Show.
We dropped in conversation with Gould Kirwan. It was too much of a mouthful, loads of complaints. It's finally been sorted.
So here we are on season 3.
The premiere.
Boom.
A lot of people have been talking about it. Oh yeah, sorry. And we're with Michael.
Michael's here. He's always here.
Hi guys.
He's always here.
I'm still
This is his last season, so if you're a big Michael fan, take it all in.
Wait for the season finale.
Yeah.
We have nothing planned.
I was a little bit late coming to the planning session just before because I had to come from my disability meeting because I'm looking to get a typing aid for my computer because I missed my exams because I missed the deadline. But I think it's quite patronising where I was because I come in and I'm quite mildly dyslexic. I'm not that disabled. And I just get ushered in, put in this tiny waiting room with a selection of colouring books. And I just thought it was rather patronising.
What kind of colouring books are we talking?
Well, at first it was like some adult colouring books, but they're called like Tropical Wonderland.
Okay.
And the colouring in there already was terrible. I'm just going to put that. I had to. Mine was pretty good, but the standard was pretty poor.
Michael hates
look at Michael. Michael can't stand anything
this.
at all about even the topic of disability because he's terrified of being ableist. But I think I'm allowed to make fun of dyslexic people, seeing as I am, in fact, dyslexic.
I am not condoning or not condoning anything being said right now.
Did you partake in any colouring?
Oh yeah, I had a little scribble.
So what was the picture that you coloured?
Well, we had this kind of are they called like toucan? Those toucan birds, pecan.
Toucans, with the big beaks.
Yeah, and then
they're like a black, like an orange beak. Yeah,
you know the one. You know the one. It was just in a tree.
Okay.
And
not just one can.
There was only one can, right?
No, a toucan.
Oh, he's back. He's back. What?
That was a glitch.
That was
the system.
That was
glitched.
okay.
But it did like a.
It worked.
It did like a
It
rim
worked
shot.
beautifully.
It worked for your joke. The end of your joke. That was huge.
That was so funny.
No, because basically I went pretty avant-garde with mine. It's a tree. What are you going to do? You're going to do the trunk brown and the leaves green? No. Leaves yellow, trunk purple. Come at me. Come at me.
What kind of array of crayons are we talking here?
Well, it was quite an annoying array because I like consistency of my crayons. So it's like either you have a selection of pastels, you have a selection of colouring pencils, or you have some felt tips. It was a complete mishmash. There was no thought put into it. There was some felt tips. There was a couple of pencils not sharpened well enough. I'm gonna file a complaint.
Okay. Well, we'll let them know. So.
Sounds like a harrowing experience.
Oh, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
But well, speaking of harrowing experiences.
Oh yeah. What is going on?
This is insane.
This is insane.
Hold on. What?
Is this you, Andrew?
It's not. This is
Potentially, this is Bangers and Mash sabotage.
Yeah, I think because Bangers Mashing down on the exec. They put us on this terrible graveyard slot. I apologise to my fans for our fans for losing 2 to 3 Wednesday.
That actually feeds quite well into
playing?
what you're going to talk about now.
Yeah, it's true actually.
Is it still playing?
Yeah,
Shall we
it's
sort
still
this out?
playing.
I've got a cracking anecdote. And this is not the right beat for the tune of the story I'm telling.
This is very odd.
All right,
we'll move on. I think we're
cool. Are we all happy?
I'm completely
happy.
fine.
All right, so at a house party of one of our friends' flat, for their birthday, we just had a block party. We'd stay out late, we're getting drunk, it's great fun, a lot of fun. And then this girl comes up to me, I've never met her in life, and she goes, "Oh, you're Horatio Gould?" I'm like, "Yes, obviously." And she goes, "I've seen all your stand-up, I listen to the radio, I'm a big fan." And I'm getting very like, I go very high-pitched when somebody praises me. So I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much." I didn't play it off cool at all. But she said she'd listened to all my stuff and all that thing. And then later on in the night, I'm with some of the older lads. I'm trying to, make an impression. I'm pulling out some of my best jokes. I'm goofing around. I'm a gaffsty.
Cracking banter.
Absolutely brilliant.
got.
I'm doing silly characters. I'm doing voices.
Crazy capers.
I'm going, but the whole time it's self-aware. So it's just...
Of course, it's quite like multi-level comedy. That's quite indicative of your sort of performance style.
And I was improvising. It was,
Yeah.
And then she was sitting there. She wasn't laughing as much as I thought she was.
This is your fan.
This is my fan. This is my fan.
Okay.
And then she gets up and leaves. And then just before she leaves, she turns around and goes, "You're funnier on the radio," and leaves. Bang.
Did she say funnier? You're funnier on the radio, or not? Just like you're funny on the radio? Was it? Did she specifically say funnier?
You're funny on the radio.
That's shade. That's huge. huge.
Absolutely huge, completely.
Well, hopefully she's laughing now.
Hopefully. I hope you're laughing now. I think her name's Lydia.
Oh, that was a cool out.
I think her name's Livia. Or
Lydia.
Whatever. Schlidia.
Oh.
But no, because this brings a point. We have
Shots
quite
fired.
an angry fan base. I
True.
mean,
Yeah.
I've got another fan back home who listens to every single show religiously, but then she gets furious if we ever talk about the Lad Bible. She's like, we get it, we don't like you. Or if we ever talk about how little we've planned the show. Because she likes
those
the
are our main two things.
Yeah,
That's
those
the
are
entirety of the show.
I don't know what else we're going to
50% of
talk
what we
about.
talk about.
Because I think the point she's making is that she likes the illusion that it's just us talking.
But that's what it is.
Well, kind of.
No, there's another harrowing experience. We've all been preparing nicely for our exams, and Michael made quite an interesting comment the other day about the differences in preparation between the three of us.
Okay, so what's really like the distinguishing factors is Andrew prepares well for his work, works quite steadily throughout the year, and never gets stressed about work. He doesn't actually understand what work stress means.
He doesn't get it.
At this stage, now he is a first year, which is fair enough, but Horatio sort of informed me that all the way through school, he was sort of similar to this
He was the worst person to be around.
So he does his work, does it well in advance, and doesn't get stressed. I do my work. I do it, I'd say to quite a decent standard, but I'm consistently stressed about everything involving my work. And then Horatio never does any work and is then justifiably stressed. So that's the three different stratas of the way we work.
I mean, I literally went insane for the last week of Easter because we had a pretty fun Easter. I thought I'd take a break. I had 4 weeks off. I was going to bang out the last week. I'm not sure if any of you saw my Snapchats, which was I did start. My mental health was declining.
It was a descent.
It was a descent because it wasn't even a tricky essay, and it wasn't at all about the essay.
What was the essay?
It was how's history represented in film? It was quite a vague one. I can't remember it too much. It's a 3,000 word essay.
3,000 words.
Oh, sorry, I can't. I don't know. And then
no idea what
I have no idea. I wrote 600 words in 7 days. 7 days of no fun. But the problem is, it's
less than
I
100
see
a day.
people who don't do work and they're out clubbing every night. They're like, oh, that's what they've done instead. There's me lying on the floor. I cried at one point. I smashed up my room. I went completely insane. And then Andrew, who kind of knows this about me, I guess because of my Snapchat thing where I started hanging all my cuddly bears from the ceiling and writing things like I'm going to die alone. It was pretty dark.
I thought I'd decide to intervene, so I just had to check up on him, and I just messaged him saying, out of 12, how lost within the plot are you? And he said, I ask him what he's doing at the moment, and he sends me this. I'm going to try and play on my phone. This is what he was doing when he was meant to be working.
Oh, God.
He made that.
Okay, can you explain what that is?
Well, basically, I was listening to Nothing Compares to You.
Right.
I was listening to Sinead O'Connor.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, this is
took it
do you remember
and slowed
this,
it down.
This is a day before Prince dies that I found this song, which is mental because it's his song. And then I thought that opening would sound really interesting if I edited it to a lower pitch. And I spent an hour playing around with it.
Wow.
I literally, the procrastination goes to the strangest things. I don't enjoy myself. It's not about that. It's.
I think that's a good time to go into a song.
I think
we'll
it is a
take
good
stock. That was I Remember by Aluna George.
So we saw Horatio sort of descent over the Easter break.
Mm-hmm.
I had a more structured sort of mad period when I was writing my essays. I had 4 things that I would pretty much do, which was I would watch this guy Sargon of Akkad on YouTube, which I'll explain in a second. I would watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
What's that?
So it's a reality TV competition in which drag queens compete to be the next big drag queen. But I would watch it in a weird way. I would watch there's 7 seasons of it on Netflix, and I would just sort of skip between them. So I would watch
how long are the episodes? Are we talking
40
20
minutes?
40 minutes.
So I would,
wow.
Yeah. So I'd watch season 2, episode 5, and then I'd go to season 7, episode 1. And I had no sort of continuity, but that was sort of relaxing to me. The fact
the stress of a serial narrative.
To commit to a narrative.
Yeah, the fact that I couldn't hold on to the sort of the different narratives and threads that were going through it, I was okay, I'm just embedded within this sort of crazy world, and it's great fun.
because this is the thing about Michael's different approach to, because I'm just trying to make it through this year, because I'm so behind that it's now interested to see if I'll make it through this year, if I can get 40. But I like to see it as like a game of bowls. It's about how close you can get to 40 without going over. So, 40 is the big number, or 39.5 when they round it up. That is when you've really nailed first year. But then Michael comes from a complete, because we're normally just as stressed as each other, but because Michael wants to be an academic and is a complete freak, he's the weirdest guy I've ever met. He's obsessed with his dissertation, and he's already pretty much got a first, but he's just desperate to make it the greatest dissertation ever. Look. So I can come into your room, and he's just like, look, and it's like he's woken for like a 5-day days, and he's just like, look, I've got a mental mind map. I've got paragraph 1 over here, and he's just got his room with loads of sheets of paper everywhere. This is paragraph 1, and then I link it in with this, and then I bring it to paragraph 2, and then whenever we have a conversation, the thing he likes to talk, I'm just going to tell you about dissertation. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I know, it's for me. 20 minutes, he'll explain to me, Freud's view of melancholy. I mean,
it's like every day we actually get a little update on his word count. I know you've got 3,000 words left to do. I shouldn't know that. Yeah.
What friend tells you specific things about your essay if they're not in the same degree as you?
I will listen when it comes your turn to do difficult essays.
I wouldn't tell you because it's not interesting to me, and it's not interesting to anyone else.
Which is useful for me because then I don't have to get that thing. I don't have to pay back what you've done.
Well, as we know, I can't share any procrastination stories myself, but I do this.
So annoying.
Andrew, can you come over? I've got to work. I'll just work for 30 minutes. We'll just do a blitz of 30 minutes.
How do you do that?
It's just mental.
If I have 40-minute slot before I'm doing something, I'm like, there's no point working. I can't get into the groove then, so I'll just do something else.
Suddenly he's just finished by 11 o'clock in the morning. I did 4 hours work. I woke up and did it, and I'm still in bed. It's a nightmare.
I'm sorry.
But I appreciate it. I want to do that. I'm annoyed by it because I envy it so badly.
Yeah. Well, one of my revision techniques is
here we go. Andrew's revision tips.
Tip of the week. So I like to recap, which I suggest you all do. But I often like to use a whiteboard, but sometimes whiteboards aren't available. So I'll use
a big whiteboard.
Big whiteboard.
Big whiteboard.
Absolutely huge. And,
a big bedlam.
Kate Winslet.
Throwback for our real fans.
Yeah. Michael, can you stop throwing back to shows that most people haven't seen?
It's an Easter egg. It's an Easter egg. From the archive.
In replace of a whiteboard, I'd often use a window. And at my dad's house, you can see out into the street, and there's a road going past. And often when I'm, spieling about Marxism on my whiteboard.
When isn't he spieling about Marxism? Am I right, Michael?
Well,
I support that. So.
Yeah, I know what to turn to. Let's get Remy on here.
I can often make very awkward eye contact with people as I'm just manically writing on this board. And at one point, there was a car driving really slowly past round the bend, which you can see from my window. And he slowed down to almost a stop. And we just locked eye contact with each other. He's about a 40-year-old bald man driving his car. And he literally almost stops the car, just stares at me, and just opens his eyes ridiculously wide and just sticks his tongue out at me. And then drives on. And I was just standing there with my pen. I'm
trying to learn Marxism. I don't need this.
I have a pet theory about this window writing procedure. Because
theory?
Because
is that a thing?
No, thinking about it so you say it's because you don't have a whiteboard, but I think it's some sort of academic exhibition. You're trying to show off
definitely. There's a lot of windows in his house that don't go onto the road.
I'm this genius, who writes in the window, and makes all the equations and stuff.
The algorithm for Facebook.
Yeah. Means nothing.
No, there might be a bit of that. It looks cool, when you got all the windows and there's a
Andrew, it's a show off. That's what you want.
Oh, well, I'm terribly sorry.
So go on, tell your nice story then.
Speaking of being a show off.
All right, Easter didn't actually start too well for me. We had a big blowout at the end of term, and basically what I said, and Andrew said I'd never do it, and I was determined to show.
Where was that blowout again?
It was don't do it.
Don't do it. It was at Switch. Tickets from Michael. And I already told Andrew that basically my family does this weird thing where they make a birthday celebration for me and they all meet, even when I often don't want to go to it, but they'll make it for me and they're like, "Well, it's for you," and I don't want this. And basically, I had to get up at 9 to get there for 12 because I'm going to Warwick back down to London
after the blowout.
And Andrew's like, "You'll never do that." Because I'm not a morning person. I'm like, you know what, Andrew? I'm gonna nail it.
No. You're not just not a morning person, you are the worst person in the morning in the world. I have literally had to drag you out of bed occasionally.
It's not good.
You are horrific.
And so I was going to show him. So I set about a couple of alarms, like 3 alarms, and I'm like, I get to bed at like 4 in the morning. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I can get off like 5 hours sleep.
Yeah.
I can function off that. And so I wake up. Oh, the sun's out. I'm like, oh. And there was a really smooth wake up before my alarm. I look at the time. Remember, I'm trying to get there at 12. It's 1 in the afternoon. So I get to my birthday, and I stay for about 20 minutes, and then I have to head off to a stand-up show I'm doing that night for my mum's friend's 60th. And this is a weird venue to do it. Yeah. Because this is a really odd. We're in this random a club called not club, it's like a pub type thing in Lewis, and it's only people over 60 who are there. Just this old white people, basically, is what it was. And it was so strange because I was like comparing for other acts. I had to introduce Martin Freeman's brother, who was really random. The Jamie Freeman agreement. I said now the John Freeman agreement. My name's Jamie Freeman, and he didn't like Johnny Marr. And I said the winner of the Johnny Marr lookalike contest. No laughs. No one got But I did a whole set, and
did it go well?
It did go quite well, but it was like they had the music there was like background music, and you can't have background stand up. You can't just have people telling anecdotes. Oh, I might just listen in for a couple of seconds. I came on to A$AP Rocky Effing Problem.
Did you actually do it?
Yeah, no, I came on to that. Vaping because Andrew, what is going on? I don't know what's going on.
That is some
honestly
prankster.
Astounding.
But then, it's already been pretty weird, me doing all these jokes in front of all these weird bands, in front of all these weird people. And then I go outside after the gig, and all these 80-year-olds, they're about 80, are all just blazing up doobies. They're all smoking weed.
Which we don't condone.
We don't condone
Not in any way.
And I spoke to this guy, I was like, how long have you been smoking weed? He's been like, oh, too long, man, too long. You shouldn't smoke weed. I was like, what? Oh, you're smoking weed? Yeah. Well, how old should I be when I smoke weed? He says, about 75. That's about the age. That's about the age. And he goes, well, African haze. I get it imported from London. I'm like, wow. It was the weirdest night.
I respect that a lot. I thought I'd share a very odd story that I found out when I got back to Warwick from Adam, my friend, who I've mentioned a few times in the show. We were discussing, because I've recently had a haircut. And,
it looks fresh, by the way, guys.
Thanks,
Photos coming up soon.
Thanks, guys.
On fleek.
Thanks. And Adam was telling me about his haircuts, and a very odd thing which he occasionally does. So if his hairdresser isn't available and he has to go to a different one, he will often make up lies about his life and fabricate this personality and this story that is just complete nonsense just to get through the inane chit-chat. And he just makes up a new person.
That is amazing.
It is honestly one of the best things I've ever had. Although I've found out recently they were actually quite mundane.
Oh, so he didn't go to town.
Like he said, oh yeah, I live with my brother. It was
like the story just plummeted in excitement there. I thought he was going to be like, oh, you know, I'm like the cousin of a Russian prince. Or, no, I live with my brother. You're just pushing the envelope out slightly.
That's the only one he can remember.
I do sports education at Bath.
Yeah, it kind of lost the point with the mundaneness. I just thought we might not actually have news on this show.
What?
Because of the timing.
Oh, we wouldn't have Fiona even.
We won't have Fiona.
News.
I've just realised we've lost Fiona.
Oh no.
She is the show. We are the bricks, she is the mortar. I don't know how this show's gonna.
Well, I think
we're gonna have to take a song and discuss how we're gonna proceed without Fiona.
Baby, I like you.
Higher powers taking hold on me.
That was Drake there with One Dance. Yep, so we haven't actually got any news, and we won't have any news for any of the other shows. So even more time for top quality banter.
I've got a message in from Joe. He's furious. He says, I'll refuse to listen without Fiona. I'm like, so sorry. He goes, the actual title of the show should be The Fiona Show, in conversation with Gould Kirwan.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very good from Joe. Very good indeed. Right.
So, well, now we've got a very special treat for all you listeners out there.
Season 3.
Season 3 has taken a turn for the interesting.
Yeah.
And that is that we are probably going to introduce a new weekly segment which involves a radio play or radio script that we will act out as a trio. So, anything else to say?
Well, we think we might do this weekly, and me and Andrew just wrote this. We do so much writing anyway. It was just pretty easy.
Oh my God.
We did, so I think this is our first stab, our debut radio skit.
So,
it's called Adam and Eve
in the Garden of Eden.
All right.
Exterior, the Garden of Eden, day. Adam sits by a large lake in the Garden of Eden, stroking a buffalo. Eve enters to his left.
Hi, Adam.
All right, Eve.
Derek.
Eve nods at the buffalo.
You know what I fancy today?
To purify yourself through the love of God, our Saviour, the Almighty Shepherd?
No.
Adam's face saddens.
But I could really use an apple today.
Eve!
What?
God hates apples.
Does he?
Well, why else would he not want us to eat them?
Because of the bourgeoisie's implementation of cultural hegemony to indoctrinate the proletariat into implicitly condoning unprecedented levels of surplus value extrapolation?
What?
Don't worry.
What's gotten into you, Eve? With all this apple and labour theory of value talk?
Adam gets an erection.
Adam!
Sorry, there's all this talk of cultural hegemony. But what's gotten into you, Eve? Who have you been speaking to?
No one.
Eve.
No one!
Is it Dave, that pesky antelope again?
No.
Eve, please.
It was Glenn.
You've been talking to that snake?
Well, he prefers Glenn.
What's he been saying to you?
Nothing.
Eve.
He told me not to tell you.
Adam grabs Eve's hand and begins to pull her away into the forest.
Right, we're going to see the serpent.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to make a scene, Adam.
It's too late, Eve.
We cut to Adam and Eve approaching the snake's tree.
Oi, Snakey, we best be having a word.
A fat snake slithers down his tree. His appearance is so repulsive, Adam immediately vomits on Eve.
Oh, I just trimmed my pubes, Adam.
The snakes slither up to Adam and Eve, panting heavily.
All right, guys.
Yeah, not bad. Just had a wash in the old pool of dreams. No! I am not falling for this again, Glenn. I am not alright. I'm the bloody opposite of alright, if that's what you want to know.
Take a seat, Adam. We can work this out.
Oh, thank you very... Hey! No! I'll stand, thank you very much. What have you been saying to my wife?
Nothing.
Eve?
Nothing.
Glenn?
Nothing.
Eve?
Nothing.
Glenn?
Nothing.
Eve?
He told me that if I ate the apple, I'd be as wise and powerful as God.
Oh, what, Eve?
Eve.
Eve mouths, "I'm sorry," to Glenn. Glenn blows a kiss at Eve.
Look, Adam. Let's be honest with ourselves here. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
What's a doctor?
It's the guy prods and prostates. Don't worry about it.
Look, Adam. All we need is one delicious, succulent bite of a tender apple. Then we're good as gold.
Eve!
God will never know, Adam.
He won't. She's right. You should listen to your wife, Adam.
But, I mean, guys, it's God, the Almighty Shepherd.
Why do you think they call him that?
Oh, well, I don't know.
If he's a shepherd, where are his sheep, Adam?
Well, they're behind the Oh, well, I guess I don't know.
You don't know much, do you, Adam?
Well, I mean, I've...
Just one bite of that apple, Adam, and you'll know everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Yes, Adam! Everything! Jesus Christ!
Who's Jesus?
Don't worry about it. Just another shepherd type.
Come on, Adam. You're so square. I remember when you were cool.
Hey, I am cool.
No, you're not. Not anymore.
Eve turns her head in shame, a tear rolling down her face.
Come on, Eve, don't be like that.
Look what you've done, Adam.
Eve turns her head around towards Adam.
Look what you've done, Adam.
So, just one bite?
Just one bite.
Oh, alright.
Thank you, Adam. I love you.
I love you too, Eve.
Adam and Eve start passionately kissing. They approach the tree, holding hands, and take an apple from it. Holding it together, they plunge their teeth into it.
I feel very naked all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, a thunderous roar comes from the sky. The ground underneath their feet trembles. Birds scatter from out of the trees. A herd of buffalo stampedes into the distance. God pokes his head out from the sky. "It is I, God.
Why does he always have to say that? Who else is it going to be?
You have forsaken me, Adam and Eve." Adam and Eve simultaneously jump into a nearby bush. I can see you in there. Adam and Eve sulk out of the bush, or skulk, depending on your interpretation of the script. We're sorry, God.
Actually, God, if you didn't want us to eat those apples, why do you put them there?
What?
Yeah,
to test you.
Test what?
Your faith in God. Glenn slithers off into a nearby tree. Glenn, get back here.
Sorry, God.
You're all barred.
From where?
From Eden.
Are there apples outside?
Just get out. End.
That was Make Love by Rooms featuring Oliver Cheatham.
All right, so keeping up with our hopefully new weekly feature, as well as our radio play, will be another rap from Michael, another shoot from a lip. You're into the final now, aren't you?
I'm into the final indeed.
When's the
when
final?
is that going to be?
Final hasn't been confirmed yet. There's another heat left, so if anyone listening wants to take part, feel free to. So there'll be one more heat before the final.
That's a challenge from Michael.
That's
Meet me in the final if you want to
It's an
meet.
invitation.
Yeah. To be flattened.
Right, so what kind of beat are we feeling then?
Something up tempo. So what I've no,
No. Can you do this?
not at all. Wait, give
Across
me
campus, online.
Not at all.
let me.
Really? Can you do this?
Okay.
Yeah?
Do this? Cool.
Okay. But how's singing on? Okay. I'll just intro it.
We could try another one.
Make it quite quiet.
We can do another one.
I'll just say that this was initially conceived as a rap battle against all of my ex-girlfriends, and then that was a horrible idea, so I sort of morphed it into some sort of apology, atonement. So this is dedicated to all the lovers out there.
All right.
You happy with this beat?
You ready to take it away? Right, take it away, Michael.
I know I jumped in quickly and sickly sweet, hoping you picked me, then miss me, and maybe we traveled to Italy or somewhere. Then it hits me, I'm unfair, I'm a fickle prick, and I gotta live with it. I see relationships in percentages, I jump in at like 80 and then end it quick, like 4 months at the length of it. The number for the betting tip, you get a profit off it and then spend that quick. I spend time waking up and trying to understand whether I've on and off in Wonderland. It's a wonder, man. I know I've blundered and been underhand. It's torn asunder as the shutter snaps. Yes, I've got photo albums saved on USBs of you and me, and I look and see the smiling faces of couples wrapped in ecstasy. When you're standing next to me, sometimes I gotta check to breathe. Remember, this is you in the plural, it's not specific. If there's one in mind here, you won't find here. I've been prolific. Let's say triple digits. Okay, stop it. Let's change the topic. Have you ever heard the Train song by Vashti Bunyan? It invokes a sort of nostalgia. It has to summon this feeling of loss but hope. I hear it, then I cry like the tears up in my eyes when I chop massive onions. I'll be honest for the first time. I promise that's the worst rhyme. It's comic relief in verse time. But the policy of honesty is lost to me, so let's hash out our problems and then try and solve them. You call me immature, but I'm pretty sure I don't play Pokemon that much anymore. And when we're watching Checkmate again and you're texting your friends, won't even help me work out how the heck it will end. And I'm the best with the pen, don't mess with me, man. I'll get you with this REM battle rapping again. Okay, forget it, you win. But what else was the problem? I've had arguments with you in Paris, Lemkov in London. Since being 16 in Uri, my first relationship blossomed. Since that moment I first fumbled to open a condom, the whole path has been trodden, fraught with fault lines that can soften. I don't believe in proceeding with caution. It's honestly not an option.
Whoa!
Perfect timing as the song since you just
Beautiful.
finished.
That was sick. That was sick. I mean, that beat just completely. Love, love, love.
Yeah, that was
Really
very
nice,
sick.
Michael. That was one of my favourites
Very
you've
good.
done.
Well, we'll go into a bit of the last Shadow Puppets and then go into the
do it.
last phase of the show. Right, so now it's time for a revelation that I found the other day when doing some work. So I was researching on the failure of the League of Nations. Okay,
We're all aware, you know.
a
Don't patronise us.
classic. So I was looking through the internet, and I wanted to try and find a video to kind of give me some quick information. I couldn't really be bothered to read at this point. Go through an article. So I wanted to get some videos up, just the classic video cast of people explaining it. Maybe some nice pictures.
Maybe, if you're lucky.
But what I found was a lot more startling than that.
What did you find, Andrew?
We've labelled this the League of Nations phenomenon.
It is a phenomenon. I definitely
Because-
say so. It's a cultural movement.
For some reason, and I honestly cannot understand it, almost every single video on the failure of the League of Nations is a song that people do on YouTube. Almost every single one.
I think maybe just the jargon about it just works very rhymes with it.
Do you mean like there's like a song in the background, or there's like they make a song?
It's one of the. It's always one of the two. There's far too many made songs that they actually do their own lyrics to, because they're inexcusable, and there's several of them.
Oh,
but then if it's not one of those, it's always ABBA as well.
Always ABBA.
Why is it always ABBA? Why is it the League of Nations and ABBA?
There's conspiracy going on.
So
Sweden.
So we've got a collection of of the finest ones of what I've seen. So this is the first one. I'll hold it up to the mic.
In the 1930s, the League of Nations failed for 7 main reasons, which will soon be unveiled. It's an acrostic poem, F-A-I-L-U-R-E.
I'm gonna fast forward because there's actually a drop.
Oh my god, that is incredible.
Amazing.
Wait for
In
it.
the
Just
1930s.
Absence of any melody.
Right, wait.
1923,
Listen to this drop.
Manchuria in 31 and Abyssinia 35. U is for unfair treatment.
That's gonna be the clubs the next day.
You is for unfair treaty. Do you have any other ones on your locker?
I've got one more. This is right. That's the little.
Is that an advert?
Yeah, it's just getting warmed up. Hold on, wrong one. Give me a minute.
Oh, technical difficulties.
This is. Oh wait, where is it? This one's a bit more light-hearted, a bit more upbeat. I think it's aimed at GCSE students, which makes it a bit more.
That's our main
acceptable.
demographic.
Hold on, here it is. Oh my god. ABBA again. Why ABBA? Why always ABBA?
This sounds like the original. I think it's the original going to come.
Because it is the original.
It's the original.
The League of Nations was made to try and keep the peace. The USA did a job
Incredible.
causing plenty of grief.
Incredible.
Wait, let's get.
Mussolini
Oh!
had to break the rules, and Italy left the league and they lost control.
Oh, it's so catchy.
Wanted their empire to grow. Then the league chose to do the wrong thing.
Did the wrong thing. Absolutely
Beautiful.
magical.
Absolutely Mussolini in
magical.
Italy.
I was gonna ask then, like, did it impinge on Andrew's like study of this year? But I'm sure he's got it all done anyway.
And he learned more from those songs than
Probably.
he did from I've done ever.
Well, we're coming
Awkward time.
fairly near the end of the show. We've got. Do you want to do the quiz?
I think we're going to have to do the quiz.
So, well, I've always wondered the question about whether Horatio is in fact a bagel or a donut.
A lot of fans have been asking.
There's been a lot of messages.
Have we
in.
resorted to BuzzFeed? Okay.
Why would you
do that? Why would you do that, Michael?
Now they know. Now they know.
Michael, this is why you're not staying for season 4.
Yeah. Right. So Horatio, the first question
All right.
sounds like it's going to be the worst quiz in the world, but it's all right. Okay?
Don't worry, I'll just get me. All right.
Do you prefer sweet or savoury?
Sweet.
Right. Would you rather drive or walk?
Walk.
Do you prefer cats or dogs?
Dog man.
Would you rather spend time with friends or family?
Friends. Done my family, because they don't listen to the bloody show.
Do you think love is real?
No.
Do you believe in life after death?
No.
Ah, you're a bagel.
Man, I can understand how it might be kinda hard to love a girl like me.
I just wanted you to know.
Kanye West there with Famous, and we've got a very special guest.
Henry Big Massive Rob Riley. He's back in the studio. He's come back for another taste of the cherry. Here he comes.
And he's had some
Look at him.
pretty
I've put on
bold
even
words.
more
Oh,
weight over
he's so
Easter.
big now. We had to slather him in butter to get him through the door.
Well, no, I was craned in through the roof, hoisted in. But I'm here. I finally made it. It took me. I was coming up the stairs at about
you're
5.
one of those electric elevators
Yeah.
that get you up
Well,
the stairs.
no, yeah. Warwick Sport carried me up in the end because there was no elevator.
The funny thing is, Andrew just goes, all right, can you not be so rude about it? I couldn't help it though,
Yeah,
with
what
his
is wrong
big
with you?
blue jumper. Henry Riley. He's got his name of his show on it.
Yes.
Oh, it's so
Are
adorable.
you on the exec? No,
No,
exactly.
I don't know how that's a big deal. We don't care.
Wait,
We don't
what?
care.
Can you remind me what
are
what
inferior.
are you head of?
Speech. Would you know this?
What do you mean, chat or speech?
And where did you come in the Raw Awards for speech-based show? Can I just ask?
I don't
can you just answer
answer
the
specific questions
Can you just answer
about,
the question? Could you answer for me?
Wait,
if you ask me a direct question, I'll answer.
Was it third?
It can't be third because you're the head. You're the head. The head can't come third.
I compromised a lot of my politicians, and so that is why I came third.
Where did we come in that?
We didn't win, did we?
Well, it was rigged, wasn't
Wait,
it?
did we win? I think we won. That's
They
unbelievable.
felt sorry because you didn't have an exec position.
Oh, look at that!
I see.
The blue jumper banter comes back in. No, because you've been pretty active political, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh,
But you got George Galloway, a little self with him.
interview with George Galloway coming up soon on Raw, which will be interesting. Are you a Galloway fan?
Well, you killed a million people in Iraq. So that's a cracking line.
That's every speech.
He's a bit of a nutcase. I don't want to leave the EU, but I do. He's good comedy value. You know, I do like. He's one of my comedy heroes, not my political heroes.
Fair enough.
Henry, you had some quite bold words to say about Kanye.
Yeah, I thought it was 50 Cent originally because I don't know my music.
Because I'm a politician.
Because I'm a politician, but I am down with the kids. But no, it was very interesting. I like the sort of symbolism of the lyrics that I couldn't understand, but it was very
symbolic. Yes, I get it.
It was very entertaining, and I'll definitely tune in some more to a bit more Kanye. Is that his new album? I know he's got a new album out, hasn't he?
The Life of Paul.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah.
Are you taking the mic or something?
No, I'd never do that of you. You're big Rob Riley. I couldn't possibly make fun of you.
I have heard some of his new album, so there you go. I'm down with the kids.
Yeah. How what did you think of them?
Wow. That was my instant reaction.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty damn Kanye.
What a good set of tracks from my man, Kanye. He's my friend.
It's been a pleasure to have you on.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
For this brief moment.
How am I getting out?
We haven't thought about this. It's like if you walk a cow upstairs, you know they can't go back down. Oh, God.
Just throw me down the stairs. It'll be fine. I'll land in some puddings or something.
Right, and with that, we've got to wrap it up now. We will be here same time next week, same day, and Mike will be back. Henry probably won't be back ever again.
We can't do.
What's that?
We don't want to do a pun again.
Oh, just one more time.
One more time.